Yay, happy week one to my workshop girls. I would love for this whole experience to be just a quick injection of trainings and then the majority of the work to be done behind the scenes inside of Voxer. So what I'm going to do is share my screen with you so you can see my little presentation guide we've got. We'll keep this short and sweet because like I said, I want it to be potent and helpful to guide your process. But I don't want you to spend the majority of the time in this workshop behind a screen taking notes. I want to see it in action. So week one, I really want this week to be focused on next level mindset, energetic upgrades, the ways that you currently believe and think about things inside of your business to shift and create space for the rest of the work we do to really sit and resonate with you and sink in. So today we're going to talk about energetic leaks. And I feel like some of these things, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Some of these things might be what we can point to as far as why things don't feel good in your business currently. I think maybe you might be playing small, hiding your lights, not being fully you or authentic to yourself, shying away from the camera or not posting frequently or at your full capacity because you're afraid. You're too worried about what a stranger on the internet will think. Or maybe you've got people in your real life that follow you that really don't deserve to be in your space anyways, that you worry about what they're thinking about what you're doing. Maybe you are being a complete and total asshole to yourself, even when you are still growing your business and you are not yet at a place where you feel like you can trust and feel secure and empowered. Maybe you're still a little insecure about the approach, or you're not feeling supported by the income levels yet. And so you're kind of being a dick to yourself. Maybe you plug into your business tasks, you were on the Instagram app, you were in your DMs before you even get your mind right first in the morning. Maybe you are not mindful about the time spent in your business. Maybe you are too plugged in, too available, too accessible, and so you're burning out and you're not potently the person you need to be for your clients or your community because they're getting so much of you that you're being pulled too thin in too many directions. Okay. So 3 energetic shifts I'm going to walk you through required to unlock the next level. You have to love and care more about the transformation you provide, freaking typo, more than you do about how others perceive you selling it. Think about when you show up, when you talk about your offer, when you talk about your client transformations, do you care enough about those things to not give a flying fuck who's out there saying, meh, I don't believe that. Or sounds like bogus. Not worth it. I wouldn't spend that money on that. Those are not your people. Those are not your ideal clients. When you show up and you are afraid of others' perceptions, which I will argue most of the time when we're fearful of judgment, we make that shit up in our head and there's no actual grounds to believe that that person is thinking negatively about us. Okay. But that's a conversation we're going to have. We have to care more about the transformation we're able to provide people, the way we're able to change their lives. Because you are able to change someone's life. And you know that, otherwise you wouldn't be here trying to monetize something, right? I care deeply about the work that I do, and there's always work for me to do, right? I'm doing the inner work right alongside you guys. However, I do believe I'm at a place where I'm unafraid to talk about what I have to offer because I know about the insane transformations on the other side of that work. And I would be doing my people a disservice if I didn't give them an opportunity to have a transformation like that of their own. Think about all the people you've worked with or supported, or people, even if you don't have your current client transformations, for you to look at the experience they've had so far, if they're newly your client or customer, or to look at people that are doing similar things to what you're doing and say, I've only been in the business for 3 months, but I look at my mentors who have been in it for 12 months or beyond or whatever, and I know what's possible for people when they do what I'm doing. And you get to be the vehicle of change for those people. Right? We have to care more about that process. We get so in our heads about selling. Why? Why do we give a fuck? Because we care, right? Sharing our creation or our offers. When I talk about my programs or my masterclasses, or if you talk about your products or your services, whatever your business is, whether you're product based or service based, that conversation can feel so vulnerable. We are exposing ourselves. We are opening ourselves up to criticism at the same time as we are opening ourselves up to insane amounts of money. Those things can coexist, but we have to be able to navigate that with confidence in ourselves, right? But we assume people are picking us apart under this microscope. Most people don't care. Most people don't care enough to do that. If they see what you're doing and they're in your audience and it's not a product or a service that's meant for them, more often than not, they're just going to keep scrolling. And that's okay. We don't need to be for everybody, right? But we're humans seeking validation and connection through DMs like, I want the link. I'm ready to sign up. Or how can I sign up with you this month? Or what are you offering currently? But even though we get so excited about those things, we have to kind of gut check ourselves, because when we get excited about those things or we get too excited about those things, it's usually because we're attaching our worth to that exchange or that interaction. And so the other side of that coin is then we make it about us when we aren't getting those DMs. We assign meaning to those things when we aren't receiving messages like, I'm ready to sign up. Where are the people? I must not be good at what I'm doing. Or where are the DMs or the messages this month? Oh, my success must be limited. You have to stop giving your power away to the thoughts that we project onto our audience, because those thoughts we're having, our fears, they're not actually things that they've told us. I would argue more often than not. You have to care more about your offer and the ways you're using it to serve your people and care less about what you think everyone else on the internet is thinking. Energetic shift number 2, a closed fist cannot openly receive. Okay, come up to me on the street. You could have wads of hundreds. And if I'm standing like this, how the fuck do you think I'm going to accept that wad of cash? It isn't going to happen. Okay, that metaphor we're talking about, closed fists, think about conversations you are currently hyper tuned into in the DMs, or people watch your stories every day, or people that always double tap on your content. Okay, but think about people that you've talked to that are currently kind of do-si-doing, like dancing around the idea of signing up or purchasing. Or maybe you talked to them last month and they're like, follow up next month, or they need time to consider currently, or talk to their partner. We have such a tight grip on these outcomes sometimes that it feels like it has to be them or no one will sign. It's like them or nobody. You know how ridiculous that is, right? When we think about it. Okay, if I were to behave like that, it's this person or nobody. I've got 4,000 plus other people in my audience. Surely there's other people. But in the moment, it's hard to feel like there's options, right? We get fixated on one person paying us, refreshing our DMs or our payment notifications. We give away our power every single day we do this to one person. One person. And that can be so easy to do. Sometimes I catch myself doing that, guys. Like I said, it's a constant work in progress, this inner work. New level, new devil. It used to be me chasing Success Club numbers, and now I find it in one-on-one clients, So it's just new level, new devil. Ask yourself, them and only them? Really? Will I really only be happy if this person joins? Does it have to be them? Or would I love another soulmate client in my DMs right now? Would I be open to another soulmate client DMing me today to join? Would I be open to someone else who's a perfect fit filling their spot, or placing a surprise order, or being prepared to pay in full for my services, whatever your business looks like? Would I be open to that? The answer is always, of course, I would love to fill this spot. Or of course, I would love to have an order from a most perfect soulmate client or customer today. Whoever that is. Ask yourself that question. When you feel yourself stalking DMs, ask yourself that question, them, only them. And then you realize consciously, you're rewiring the subconscious and you bring it to conscious thought and you realize, obviously not. It doesn't need to be them. Power back. That's how you get your power back. And the third shift I want you to consciously be making this week, embody who you want to become. This is so important. This is what I want you to really, really hone in on this week. If you can't do this, the next 3 weeks are going to mean nothing. Okay? I want you to show up as her. Who is her? How would you describe the best version of yourself? How does she behave? How does she think? How does she believe? How does she treat others? How does she treat herself? And not just in the moments when it's convenient or comfortable. You think about, oh, how am I going to embody my best self? It's easy to think about when you're doing like journaling or when you're working out and you have to think about something else, or you're going about the aligned, intentional parts of your day. How are you embodying your best self in traffic? How are you embodying your best self in Walmart? How are you embodying your best self when you show up on the gram to post stories or you're in the DMs and about to pitch your offer? Who do you want to be when you pitch your offer and get those messages that say, yes, send me the link? How do you want to behave? How do you want to act or think, embody? How does she behave? How do you lead yourself through a launch or a sales process? How does that woman operate? Think about the success you want in your business, in your life, the level of, the quality of life, the things that will make up your day to day. Dream it out, write it out. Write out your entire day. When would she wake up? What would she be spending her time doing? And I'm not just saying throwing out ideas. I mean that. Do that. Write out your ideal day. How would she spend her time? What would she prioritize? What would she be giving her energy to? And what would she be reserving her energy from? And when you answer those questions and make that schedule for yourself, then you can commit to showing up like her. Commit to that energy before you go in the DMs. Commit to that energy before you go on stories. Commit to that energy before you create a post. We're not throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks. We're not doing that anymore. We're embodying who we want to be and we're trusting ourselves. Okay? Even when the money isn't there yet, even when the clients aren't signing yet, be the kind of person who shows up for her offer with a no matter what kind of energy. If you looked at my social media from the last, I've been on social media for business for 4.5 years now. Okay. But the last year and a half of this business, I would be curious if you could even tell what months were slow and what months were hopping. Because I've consciously honed in on the no matter what energy. I won't stop until it's done or this is full or complete, that kind of energy. The person who doesn't give their power away to anyone else or anything else. And that means that even when it's good, people need to see you through all seasons. They need to know that the version of you they get is the same all the time. You don't just show up when things are good. Okay? That's the level of integrity required in business ownership. Because you believe in your business. You believe in yourself. More than anything, be the person who shows up for herself, does the deep inner work, because self-care is an income-producing activity. Doing my affirmations and listening to audio meditations in the shower while scrubbing my clarifying scalp scrub, that's an income-producing activity. I truly believe it is. Going for a run is an income-producing activity. I believe it attracts clients and customers who honor my boundaries and their boundaries. We share similar values. They admire the way I operate, and it shows that I care for myself and my people. That's why they want to be in my space. Who are you attracting to your space right now? The way that you are behaving or operating on social media right now, who do you think you are attracting currently? And who do you want to attract? And when you ask yourself that, it usually brings up a little bit of clarity, a little light bulb moment of, well, this is probably something I need to change. The way I'm behaving online is attracting X kind of people. If I want to attract Y kind of people, this is what needs to change. Okay. So, embodiment exercise. Every single day, I want you to write these things down in a notebook, in a journal, in a notes app on your phone. It don't matter to me. Get it done. Okay. And these are the kinds of things that I would love to see you share in the Voxer group thread if you are comfortable doing so. If you are very uncomfortable doing so, first ask yourself why, because they're all lovely people. and we all have your safety and security and care in mind. But if it must come to me through a private thread to save space in the feed, I understand that as well, because there's a lot going on here. But this is something I want you to do every day. And when you realize I've got 6 women sending me these things that I'm interacting with, asking for other coaching and other things behind the scenes, keep that in mind. Give me some grace, because there's going to be a lot of stuff for me to sift through and work through throughout the week. Okay. But I want to be so hands-on for you this week and the following, the full 3 weeks. That's what I'm saying. So this is something I want you to ask yourself every single day. What would my highest self do today? What would she do? What would her priorities be? What would she make time for? What is on my to-do list? And how can I go about these tasks in a fully embodied, aligned way? Okay, this might mean, okay, I have to go to the grocery store, do grocery pickup. Okay, how are you going to do it in the best way possible? Are you going to listen to a podcast that fills your cup while you wait and be patient and do deep breaths? If you're behind somebody in a cart and you want to ram it into their ankles, are you going to take 5 deep breaths? Okay, take the mundane, make it magical. Where will I create time and space to honor my needs? Because that doesn't just happen. Okay. And that's not just coming from me, who works from home and has a cushy little working from home with my dog life. I'm talking to my mama friends that also make this happen. Okay. What are 3 energetic leaks I need to be mindful of today? And 3 might be an arbitrary number. Maybe there's 2, maybe there's 1, maybe there's 7, depends what kind of day. But acknowledge what are potential energetic leaks that you need to be mindful of today. If this question is different to you, think about it in terms of, what do I anticipate stressing the fuck out of me? Or what am I really dreading today? Okay. What are 3 things my highest self would be grateful for today? And then you might also realize that your highest self is grateful for what you are already grateful for, which means that you are already partially her. She's already inside of you. And lastly, what are 3 things my highest self would tell me in this moment? Okay, your highest self is content. She's secure. She's successful. She's everything you want to be, right? What would she have the ability to share with you? And then turn around, make those your affirmations, and tap on them every single day. I know you know what I'm talking about. Okay, this. All of it. Tap. Be so connected to your body, mind, and spirit these next 3 weeks. That is how all of my strategy resonates the most and has led me to where I currently am and where my successful clients go, is being so connected with their selves, head to toe, inside and out. Okay. And if this is kind of goofy to you, I'll give you an example and then we can wrap this training up. But say that your highest self, like I said, she's that successful, confident, calm, graceful, powerful, whatever you currently lack and need and want, that's what she's got, right? So something that she would tell you could be, I am safe to show up as my messy, loud self, and it will attract my people. That could be something that you tap on and affirm and drive home to your subconscious. Or I am worthy of clients paying me in full. Or, right, belief upgrades and things that your best version of yourself fully believes and embodies, and you want to believe and embody, and you might not feel it yet, but that's why we do these affirmation statements, to make them feel true until they truly are true. Okay, those are what I've got for you, my loves. Okay, do the work, check in a boxer. That's how you're going to make the most out of this workshop. Utilize me. I'm here as a resource. I want to be your person, but I also want our group thread to be your people. Okay, that's why I wanted you to get real, and I wanted you to get vulnerable and share your pre-work responses inside of that thread so people can get to know you and you can get to know them, and then it becomes a beautiful safe space for everybody to be themselves. So I love you. I hope that you are having an amazing day, And you can expect at least one more training like this week. I'm doing 2 to 3 each week, depending on what comes through for me. But I think this is a good place to start. So I'll talk to you guys soon.